First rates on your screen any second now. First rates on your screen any second now. It's a perfect market breadth. I'm not so much so fixated with the Nifty number today, but it's a market breadth. 1:12. Hello. This is like a near perfect bull market breadth. You see this kind of a market breadth and you say, wow, touch wood. Bulls, where were the bulls? And why are they back so suddenly? The market breadth is near perfect. IndusInd Bank, Infosys, Power Grid, ICICI Bank, some of the stocks which I'm speaking in one breath. You want to look at Jubilant FoodWorks. There are 4 reports on my table. All 4 of them are talking about expensive valuations in the near term, and things could get bad before they get better. All the QSR stocks, even though it's fashionable to talk on the India consumption story, for the moment, Jubilant FoodWorks is down by about 3%. Shafai Foods flat. Jubilant FoodWorks 18 rupees down. Tata Motors 519, Bajaj Auto holding up. I want to look at TVS because if the subsidy on the two-wheeler is going to go down, that means the smaller incumbent players will also suffer, and a company like TVS and Bajaj will actually benefit. So I will not be surprised that TVS could actually come back in the second half of trade.
Yeah, a couple of other names. Jindal Stainless, of course, the India business volumes, the calculated EBITDA, all has done well on a sequential basis. So that's one stock in focus. There's Restaurant Brands as well, which came out with its numbers. The India business revenue, the India same-store sales growth, all have seen a decent uptake. JK Tyre, the margins have expanded about 350 basis points. There's MTAR Technology, Honeywell Automation. In fact, Honeywell has seen an EBITDA jump of 59% and margins are up more than 300 basis points on a year-on-year basis. MTAR, though, is not reacting to its positive numbers. Honeywell has gapped up 8.25% as we speak. Endurance Technologies, TeamLease, they all came out with a decent set of numbers. So just look out for those as well. There's also REC, which came out with its numbers. Not an impressive set. The NIMs have actually been lowest in about 20 quarters. RailTel too, unfortunately, the margins have come in at 14%. The EBITDA, though, has seen an uptick of about 2%. And remember, the margin comparable is 20.7%. So 14% is what they've delivered. Whirlpool as well, not a great set here. Margins at 6.3 versus 8.6. Vedant Fashion, that's the important one that I definitely want to bring up because there is an OFS in place. The promoter is looking to sell up to about 7% stake via OFS. The floor price has been set at 1161 rupees per share. 3.25% lower for Vedant Fashions as we speak. Sanghi Industries, GSK Pharma, they've all reported a weak set of numbers, and you can see that reflect on the stock price as well. There's JSW Steel too, which is another stock which is in focus. They've turned out to be the preferred bidder for composite license of an iron ore mine. That stock, though, has started off well in the green as we speak right now. What about the big buzzers from yesterday? Hero MotoCorp, IndusInd Bank, Exide, and then let's check in on what SBI is doing ahead of its numbers, as is ITC. Those stocks will just come off you next. SBI holding up nearly 0.5% or so, 588, and so is the case with ITC, hovering around that 430 rupee per share mark. For the index as well, it's not a bad start, Kunal, with 18,300 back in sight.
Yeah, it's a good comeback for the index, I would say, from yesterday's selling, which we'd seen, in fact, the last 2 days. So let's hope that the move sustains and it's not a half an hour, 1 hour move for the indices. We'll need to see support from many large cap names in that aspect. Now, the stock which I would look to trade on the open would be L&T Finance. The stock making a strong comeback above the 3-digit mark for the first time, I think, in the last 2 or 3 years from 2020-21 is where the stock has come back above that 100 levels. Looks attractive and would be a stock which I would recommend to clients as well.
Right. Naresh, what are the first trades that you're punching in?
So it's the same stock, L&T Finance holding. That's the one which is breaking out on a 2-year high. Expecting it to continue in the whole NBFC space to remain in momentum.